will join the Democrats. The Democrats have the votes, but now we are told at least 7 Republicans have publicly declared they will vote in favor of impeachment.
That's right, Wolf. 7 Republicans that we know of right now, most senior among them, Congresswoman Liz Cheney, the daughter of the former vice president. She is the House Conference chair, she's third in line there in the House Republican leadership. And I have to say, Dana and Abby, listening to all these speeches, what struck me is that there are basically 4 groups of Republicans. One is the 7 that we know of, there might be more, who are voting to impeach, who are just so appalled that even if you look at the list of them, some of them are quite conservative, are just absolutely appalled. Then there's a second group of people who do hold Trump responsible, but do not favor impeachment for various reasons. And I think you can say that these are principled Republicans. Congresswoman Mace, Congressman Roy of Texas, they have a principled reason for opposing impeachment, but they do understand that President Trump did what he did. Then there's the third group, which is, unfortunately for the country, most of the House Republican caucus, which is the What About caucus. They're out there saying, well, what about this rally that got violent in Portland? Or what about, literally, one of them said, there were negative hashtags about President Trump on Twitter. Literally, Congressman Moore, a freshman from Alabama, said that. I mean, I couldn't even believe it. What about it? Somebody actually cited Sarah Sanders being turned away at a restaurant. There were people killed in the Capitol by a terrorist assault by President Trump's supporters. Who cares about a hashtag? Anyway, and then there's the fourth group, and that group is a group of one person, the House Republican leader, Kevin McCarthy, the House Republican leader who said today that Joe Biden was legitimate, that it was not the American way to say that he's not legitimate and that we need to work together, as if Kevin McCarthy has not been fueling these lies, spreading these lies. It makes you wonder, like, he knows when he goes on Fox that we can see him, right? I mean, he literally put out a tweet in November after the election, far from over. Republicans will not back down from this battle. 2 days after the election, McCarthy said on Fox, President Trump won this election, so everyone who's listening, do not be quiet. We cannot allow this to happen before our very eyes. I'm sorry, Kevin, but we all saw you say that. You can't pretend now that you didn't let the genie out of the bottle.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that was missing from every one of those categories that you just laid out there is something that is really basic, which is those who did say that the election was stolen, those who propagated that, those who fed the lies and enabled the lies of the president. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. And
Not one of them.
We heard that from nobody. And that's frankly reprehensible, especially given the fact that they all know better. It's impossible. I think it's impossible for me to believe.
You think the QAnon caucus members know better?
I do. I think that they know the reality. I think that they know the truth. I think that they, in their heart of hearts, understand that when the secretaries of state in swing states like Georgia or Pennsylvania or Arizona say this election wasn't stolen and it was free and fair and honest, that actually is the truth. And, you know, maybe I am giving them too much credit and following logic, but just even one basic example is they're not challenging the elections of the Republicans who won the House seats in those states. But the other thing that I think is really, really important is the fact that we have video, and I was just watching it as they were starting this vote, of the people who were storming the Capitol saying, the president told us to come here.
Right.
That is happening. I mean, that is video. There's video of this.